What's going on, y'all? Another week, another geek. We are back at it again with the Why I'm Geek show with your homies G and ChrisyLite. How you feeling today, Brody?
Doing real good. We're doing real good. Real excited for this episode. A lot to talk about. But how you doing, G?
I'm geek, bro. Another 10 ball in the books. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, we're gonna be at 150. But yes, we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, Loki came out. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta talk about Loki today. But also, we're gonna be talking about Ahsoka's finale and then sneak peek. If you stay to the end, we got some creator stuff to talk about, man. The movie I was super geeked about, Chris finally saw it, but let's get on topic for right now, man. Today's stamp or nah is none other than is the Marvel. Wait, let me say that again, because you know I want y'all to hear me and hear me clear. You know what I'm saying? So, is the Marvel formula broken? Here's what you got, bro. Let me know. Talk to me.
I'm stamping this. I think it is.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm getting old or I'm getting out of the Marvel phase. I've just been more critical of Marvel than I've ever been. Like, there's always something in it that's just bothering me, and that magic sauce has really worn off. And I think on a podcast previously, you really hit the nail on the hammer. It's kind of like they just don't have that direction anymore. And it's very clear on the series and on the movies. It's just like blatantly like, geez, Marvel, what happened to the secret formula that you had? So, stamp or nah, is the Marvel formula broken?
I'm gonna stamp it, but my reason is a little bit different. I feel like it has more to do with like the whole Disney Plus era that we're in right now, and streaming, and like them trying to compete with these other streaming services. Because one thing that Marvel has and Disney has on a lot of these companies is a back catalog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Marvel, Star Wars, are always putting out something new. But, I feel like before, when the Marvel shows were on Netflix and they were like long running shows, the shows itself was so much better. So much better, from just like, I feel like I'm actually watching something, like, whereas that was meant to be a TV show. Like, we're talking about Loki today, but Loki is one of those shows that I feel like was always supposed to be a show, versus like a She-Hulk, or what else? Any any of these other shows and series, like maybe Falcon and Winter Soldier, like that could have been a movie. And gonna have
Got a point.
Captain America 4 soon. So it's always been that. Like, I feel like these projects have been movie centered first, and then there was like, they saw the way that streaming was going. It's like, oh, now we got to get in on this, and it was like, all right, now let's flip it to a TV show, and that's why, like, we have these big ideas, but the things tying them together, it's just not as good as it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why, like, the formula is really broken right now. And maybe I used to blame the directors, but that was on like a major scale, like on a movie scale, because I feel like some directors are better than others for these different series. But it just depends, though. It depends. But yeah, man, let us know in the comments what y'all think. Is the Marvel formula broken? A lot of people probably gonna say yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, even if they say no, it's gonna be like, to what extent? Like, how much are you really watching? Like, I don't want to.
Please.
Yeah, I'm not trying to gatekeep or anything, but I'm just saying. Like, I would just like to know. But let's get into this Loki episode. Bro, how are you feeling about Loki, bro? Are you geeked? What's up? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm super geeked, and you hit it out the park with one of your statements that it feels like Loki wasn't always meant to be a show, and even right out the gates for episode 1, season 2, it feels well thought out. They already have just this complicated explanation on what we're gonna be doing this season and how he's time slipping, and then we're already doing crazy stuff of him being in the past and it affecting the present, and it just makes me say like, thank God someone is actually thinking about storylines, thinking about what we're gonna do in season two, because some shows really suffer from stuff like this, where season one is great, they had a fresh idea, a fresh take, great character, and then you get to season two and it's kind of like, well, we didn't expect everyone to like it that much, so we have no idea what we're doing. And episode one is really fun, interesting, and it wasn't even enough to like answer the main questions that we had from season one. It was just like, welcome back to Loki. Here's Loki. Here's what's been going on. Uh, and here's what we're gonna deal with in season two. So I really liked the episode, and I I'm way more geeked about it than I thought when as soon as I launched it. But what do you think about Loki season two, episode uno?
Yeah, I think you said it perfect, bro. Like the welcome back. I felt welcomed because like I feel like the tone of this uh series matches like where I feel like we should be in the MCU, right? Because the way that we left things in season one was frantic. Everything was broken, and it still feels like that, you
It
know.
does.
And every moment matters to an extent to where I found myself getting frustrated at like how calm, but also like just they were just kind of going through the motions of them being used to not having to worry about time to like time being everything, you know, because like the idea of time slipping, which is something that initially I thought it was the same thing that was happening to Miles at first, in Spider Verse 2, because he just looks like he's glitching, right?
Yeah.
But it's literally he's being pulled back and forth through the time stream, which is like wow. Like I was just like, yo, that
Yeah.
makes complete sense. Like they would explain the way they were explaining like these big ideas in such a simple way, and then like the actor the what is his name? Oh, dang, I can't think of his name right now. But Obi, um, in the show,
Oh yeah.
like every question was just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, like and then you come to
Yeah.
find out this man wrote the handbook, and I was just like, bro, I was like, yo, this is comedy, bro. And I really missed this show and just seeing like uh Loki and Mobius like interact and just like they're really W mans. That's like a W mans right there for sure. Um, because like I don't know, they just got good chemistry. They got good chemistry. And I'm excited to be back. So, like, what did you think of the time slipping portion of like the beginning of the episode, bro?
No, I really loved it, and I think it's not even like done yet. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be more. Like, it's gonna be like a key thing this season that they're gonna have to take advantage of or learn how to use, because like the main point is in the TVA, like stuff like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And now like we're gonna figure out more things that they never thought could happen. Or for example, Obi has all the answers and has been in the TVA for who knows how long, and it's kind of like now there's sort of new rules, and that's how the MCU is right now, that we're all trying to discover like what are the new rules with these branch timelines, what is happening, how can Loki, for example, be in the past or in the future, how can that affect anything else. It's a lot of questions that can be answered, and they really gave you a lot, answered a lot without like revealing what's going on with King, what's going on with Sylvie, and
Mm-hmm.
what's going on with all these other branched realities. Or even Miss Minutes. Like,
Yeah.
so many more questions are going to get answered, but it was really cool to get a nice one episode where they're explaining it, helping him,
Mm.
um,
World
and
building.
it just feels like I'm in good hands. Like they know
Yeah.
how to write a story.
Yeah. I agree with that. Because I think the main thing for me initially was just seeing Loki like react to going back from the past into the future and initially figuring that out, and
And getting
then
confused.
getting mad confused, and I was getting confused too because I was just like, bro,
Yeah.
what is going on, you know? And then when they got to the war room, that's when I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be elite because the whole thing about last season was that they were lied to. You know, they really built up, the what are they called? Those are
Timekeepers.
timekeepers. Yeah, they really built up the timekeepers to be all knowing things, and now their world is crashing down, literally. Like the building is shaking and all this other stuff, but what they thought they believed in has been proven to just like, yo, like we don't know everything like we thought we did. Because they were just
Yeah.
going through the motions. Like Shorty said it. The little head judge or whatever. She was like, yeah, like I never really had to think about like if somebody was not supposed to get pruned or not, essentially, right? So now people are gonna start having all these questions and having to come to their own conclusions, and it's like, bro, how far are they really gonna take it?
Yeah.
And it's super exciting, bro. So like one thing that we did see throughout the episode was kind of just like two sides forming. You got the side which is Loki's side and Mobius's side of trying to fix everything without breaking everything, and then you got the war side, essentially, like the war room, the military, the still wants to, essentially keep the status quo, but like just go full on over, you know. And it's like it came. What came to my mind when I was watching it was like to prune or not to prune. Like that is the question, and that's what we're kind of stuck with. So how are you feeling about the two sides to this thing? So
I mean, I'm glad at least like pretty much because we left off where Sylvie and Loki had that whole conflict
mm-hmm,
on what to do. Kind of like you know the freedom of choice is gonna bring about war, and Loki's still like freaked out about that.
mm-hmm,
I really like that, and I really like the idea that Loki wants to figure out a way how to stop the chaos that's already like at their forefront.
mm-hmm.
Because really Loki trying to fix this problem just seems like it's just gonna cause more problems.
Right.
And we already seen a small snippet of Sylvie just kind of like
Mm-hmm,
enjoying her choice, and it's like I really like that idea, that final episode that was so important.
mm-hmm.
Like we got to see how both sides are dealing with their consequences.
Right.
So
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, yeah, I think as far as like the two sides, to me, it's really should be one, but I understand like not everybody's gonna react the same to things and not gonna see eye to eye. And Mobius has always been sort of like not the person,
yeah,
not like
do we know if Mobius is gonna be on Loki's side? Do you
I
think? Like going
I
forward
don't
this
see why
season,
not.
he's a little upset that he's been, like
Yeah.
what was it called?
Ruined?
Uh
Oh,
mind wiped.
oh yeah, mind wipe. Yeah, he was tripping about that. He was
Yeah.
tripping,
It was
but
just like a little tinkle of
mhm.
I'm kind of
It was a
what you
shock though
mean.
too. It was a
Yeah.
shock because it was like what Loki came back to was like the same place, but he just wasn't expecting that answer, you know? And it's just like, what do I do with that? Like, what am I supposed to? He's like, Mobius is real like solution oriented, where he's like trying to figure out, all right, what's the best course of action? Whereas like Loki is more of like a free thinker, where it's like he can flip a switch and be on to the next subject within seconds. Like when he saw the Minutemen going after or trying to essentially go after Sylvie, it was like, oh no, we got to help Sylvie, like versus his own life, which is hanging in the balance at this point. So I feel like they complement each other. As far as is Mobius going to switch sides, I doubt it, just because that just like he's always been not necessarily a rule breaker, but just like he had always had like a good sense of character. I felt like because even in the beginning, he was the one that was willing to take a chance with Loki, and think that he could do some good. So I think one of the soldiers are more likely to change sides than them two, but I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. Like, essentially now, there's like one Loki, right?
Mm.
Like that, so he shouldn't be time slipping anymore. So what would be action one? I'm not really sure. From the trailers, it looks like they're just gonna be jumping from time to time, trying to catch up with Sylvie and Kang. But how that relates to what's going on exactly right now, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
definitely involving like time slipping and how they
mm-hmm,
what when they do something in the past, they want to know how it affected the current time.
mm-hmm,
Like, hopefully, it changed for the better,
yeah,
and they're just gonna keep doing that. Like what you're saying, just probably messing up something in one episode, messing it up again,
mm-hmm,
fixing it, and then it's like, oh, we actually didn't fix it. Just whatever in the past happens in the present or is affecting the future in some way.
yeah. How did you feel about Obi's interaction? How you say his name?
Uh,
Ouroboros
yeah,
something.
Ouroboros.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ouroboros.
yeah, it is really cool. I really love this character, and they did a phenomenal job making him feel very important. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, he's like a plus in the episode. Really, like he was really
Yeah,
cool, and even him trying to protect and say like three.
right.
Like,
He's
you're
like,
like,
nah,
bro,
I
I
gotta
got
close this shit up.
closest. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
like
overall, I
that.
thought he was a really cool character, and it
Yeah.
just goes back to it feels like they know how to write a TV show where okay, we're in a brand new season. Of course, we get new characters, but this character that we saw was really cool, and you can always come back to Obi in the future for inventions, gadgets, or explanations. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome, awesome character. But did you like him? Did you find him funny? Did you
That was my
find
favorite
him too
part of the
much because he was a
episode.
lot?
That was my
Okay,
favorite part of the episode because I just like how like he had an answer for everything, but also like how they were flipping back and forth between the past and the present, um, and how like I was saying earlier, like when he would just get a random memory, and it just felt like we didn't just see him have that experience. Like we saw it live, but he still was able to like just make it seem so natural, bro. And I was just like, yo, he's this man good. This man's good at
yeah.
yeah, but I really like that. As far as like everybody else, the Minutemen, the extra Minutemen that we're seeing, that whole weird interaction at the war table when V-15 was looking at whatever that dude's name is and the other general, whatever. I was like, they had the little headbutt moment. I was like, yeah, what is going on right there? I was like, maybe that's his mom or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something that we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the temporal loom thing was really cool
It
because
looked really cool.
yeah, because it was just like before the temporal loom was like built, like it just got me thinking like how how much thought went into the TVA, and it's just really impressive to like like, we're gonna fit everything through this little stream, and this is how it's gonna work, and now is everything's not working. We're seeing the repercussions of like this place wasn't built to withstand this.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, like that is so like that's like one of my favorite things I've seen from wow, man, because I wonder like where the story begins and like the lore ends. Like, was that always a thing, like in the comic
It
books
just
and stuff
shows
like
how
that, or
smart
what?
He Who Remains is. Like he is a futuristic being that had a
Yeah,
plan, and was pretty much able to gaslight the entire TVA to enact his plan.
yeah,
And a device like that, I mean, it's incredible. And then he just sat there at the edge of time, like, hey, it is what it is. This is the
mm-hmm,
best way. And I think he says the line, "It works."
mm-hmm,
Kind of like, I'm one dude. It works.
yeah,
Is it the best solution? I have no idea, but I know all the bajillions other ones,
right,
and it ain't a good way. So like to see even that break,
mm-hmm.
it just makes me think like, damn, he who remains was a super super smart genius,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
hey, we'll see a few versions of him soon.
Yeah. Speaking of versions, bro, let's talk like versions. Let's talk about Sylvie, man. Sylvie going rogue, bro. But like in the best way. Because we're gonna get to see her experience things for the first time, hopefully, in these next few episodes. The McDonald's pull up was kind of wild. I was not expecting that. But, you know, we got to see her a couple of times in the episode. One was at the end credits, and the other time was where she saved Loki. We don't know how she did it, but like she was there, so we can only assume like that's what happened. What kind of role do you think Sylvie's gonna play this season?
Bro, I do not know. I do not know. I just know her character will not be the same as we saw from season 1. Like she will be like a different person.
Okay.
And I think she just doesn't care about too much about the choice she made. She's just happy with it feeling like her own. And man, I just can't wait till Loki meets back up with her, because
Yeah.
it does feel like he has to somehow chase after her, but also he knows he who remains is like the bigger threat right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're having more seasons or not, but like Sylvie just feels like a side mission that he doesn't have time for, but you know, her popping up on at a certain timeline may like ruin the whole mission, you know? Like, cause then Loki's just gonna go crazy and go after Sylvie and be like, you know, we have to stop this, and she's gonna be like, nah, like I'm loving my timeline now, you know?
Right.
So I'm really, she is definitely a Loki down to the T. I have no idea what they're gonna do with her. But how you feeling about Sylvie? Do you think do you have a vision for her entire storyline right now? Because it's interesting.
I wouldn't say like an entire story, because like Loki's already in. You never know what they're gonna make. You said it yourself. But I feel like this newfound freedom is what is gonna like drive, I guess, like the coffin. Like I feel like regardless of like what happens between her and Loki, this whole situation, she's gonna end up choosing like something random, bruh, to where like she gonna either sacrifice herself or just be like, you can do whatever you want, but I'm staying here type beat, you know, because you know when the Minutemen fight him, she gonna go crazy. Like, they can't stop her. So, and now she's already riding the high of like she gotta have some type of XP boost after beating He Who Remains. You know?
I mean, she got that temporal thingy on her arm, right?
She got the
The one that
pad with
goes
her.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So like she probably gonna get real nice with that joint and just be able to do whatever she chaos. So that's the only thing I can really think of that she would do. But if they try to do the whole like romantic angle again, I don't really see that.
It's coming.
Like
It's coming.
I don't want to see
definitely
that,
coming.
bro. But you know, if it comes at a cost of like her saving Loki, that'd be cool. Or Loki saving her, or whatever the case may be. But I don't want to see them, you know, sitting waiting for a meteor to crash again. Like, that was just like, bro, I know y'all not finna go out like this, so why are we even gonna act like it? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of over that part of their story. You know, dope episode, and I really like that joint. I don't really have any early predictions for what's gonna happen next. Just because like this is one of them shows that's like, man, you don't know what they finna do.
Yeah.
You know? You just don't know. So let's talk about something we do know. And that is how Ahsoka ended. What do you think? Instant classic.
No, 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 definitely not for me. Definitely not for me.
All right.
I think it ended really well. I think
Mm-hmm.
for sure, this is how you set up future stuff. I like the show, but man, does it feel like a finale that leads to more
Mm-hmm.
is perfectly set up like this. I don't know if they're actually doing a movie. I don't know if they're just doing more Ahsoka, Rebels, whatever it is. But having Ahsoka and jeez, I forgot her name already.
Sabine
Sabine on the planet with uh
or Balin.
uh yeah, still there.
Yeah.
And I guess he was on the hand of the father or whatever, which is
Mm-hmm.
like I want to say that was Clone Wars.
It
Maybe I'm
was.
wrong.
It was. Goat
Okay.
series. Go ahead. Keep going. You
Yeah.
on a roll.
So like that's so much they can do already just on that portion, but to
Mm-hmm.
bring Thrawn back to the galaxy and have Ezra back to the galaxy,
Yeah.
that's automatically enough for me to say they
Movie.
potentially can get a movie out of this.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think there's enough. I think you can just have Thrawn be the leader of whatever
Mm.
First Order that they're bringing about, and you have some new, fresh Jedi there. So it just feels very, very good. And you can always, do something more with Mando or Boba now,
Mhm.
especially if Ahsoka does come back. That'd be really cool. Like third act of a movie that Ahsoka and Sabine come back. Like something. I feel like it is a movie,
Yeah.
but even if they just go on with series, I think it's a perfect way to do a finale because it's just so much anticipation, so much more you can do, and I feel like they did resolve a lot of major conflicts in a single season, and Ahsoka got better. So,
Yeah.
congratulations, Ahsoka. Yeah, you did a good job. You did a real good job. I'm proud of y'all. Star Wars is better at doing these.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts. Star Wars don't really miss like that. Like,
Yeah. So, what do you think about Ahsoka's finale?
I loved it, bro. I was so
Love.
I was so excited the whole time because it was more than like just a finale, like you said. Like it was the start of something, and the way it ended, I just felt justified. I felt like they did the right thing. They didn't do the whole Disney era like you were saying they was gonna do. Like, not like it was a happy ending, but it wasn't at the same time
Yeah,
because
for sure.
like not everything worked out, which is something that I always feel like I would rather see in a series specifically, just because that just means like there's more to be desired. Um, like if I was just expecting for Sabine not to, but it makes sense if they're going to do a season 2 for it to be both Sabine and Ahsoka, just because that's how this series has gone, Master and Apprentice, right?
Yeah.
And um, to me, it makes sense to do that while also keeping all the major players that started the series there. Like you were saying, Shin and Lord Balin pulled up at the end, um, and just having those two there with a ship ready to leave whenever the time may come. Like that's different than what Ezra had. Like he ain't had nothing. All he had was a beetle bot. That's all he had. So I just think like if that didn't happen, if they all made it, bro, I wouldn't get that same satisfaction of seeing Ezra finally make it back home and be able to hug Hera and Chopper. Like
Yeah.
all those little moments that, you don't really always get to experience in shows like this because there's not as much like it's a different tone. Like Rebels was more of a family environment, whereas like all these other shows have been solo dolo, pretty much like just out here trying to survive type beat, you know. So that was awesome. I mean, and then it's just like the fights, bro. The fights, like to me, episode 5 and 8 are classics. I could watch those over and over again. Like anytime I reference this show, I'm gonna come back and reference those episodes because, um, for one, I feel like it was paced well, and then two, like the actual fighting scenes and choreography was something that lasted like I always say that like lightsaber fights are a lot, or duels are too short sometimes, you know, but being able to see the conclusion to a lot of these things, and then freaking zombie clone wars, bro, or clone not clone troopers but stormtroopers, like what are we talking about, bro? Like I was not expecting that. In the when it happened, and then granted they didn't really do nothing when it got back up, but it was still like just a deterrent. And that man Thrawn was just ready for everything. Like he was even like, yo, they know what's about to happen, right? Like we about to leave and they about to die. So like as long as they know, we good, you know. Let's see what else. How'd you feel about what they did with what's her name? Morgan. You gotta
Oh,
level up.
I loved it. They did her dirty. It only made sense. It only made sense.
She arrived though. She arrived.
Yeah, it just made so much sense when, especially when they gave her the sword. I was kind of like, oh, this is leading bad.
She was low key hurt too. When she was like,
Yeah,
Thrawn
because it's
was
just
like,
like you
I
spend
need
your
you to
whole
stay.
life and like that's your reward. That's why I always say like it's so stupid when bad guys get shocked that the bad guys
Or bad.
are bad. Like it's so I just thought they did her character way better though. Like she was fighting. And like you said, the combat in this episode especially was top tier. Really cool. Um and she technically even won at one point, you know?
Yeah, she had her moments for sure.
Yeah, so it was really cool. And then just to see the zombie stormtroopers like arrive, it was kind of crazy. I was like, dang, Star Wars is, because if you aren't used to like this type of Star Wars, like you don't watch Clone Wars or Rebels, like seeing all this witchcraft and wizardry was just really fresh to see. So it was really cool. Um, yeah, I just like that they did her dirty, and you know, I just find it funny. Thrawn was just thinking all of this stuff was gonna stop them, and then like Ahsoka and the squad was just,
They just pulled up.
oh, next level, next level, and then he's just like,
I agree. Now, how did you feel about? I know you said you was gonna be mad about Sabine, but you know she tapped in this episode. She tapped in finally.
yeah. Her lightsaber stuff was really cool. Like when they're all three were together and they were fighting. I just am like, yo, she's just randomly like super in tune with the Force.
Help out.
Yeah, that got me when they said, "Oh, Sabine, help out." I was like, "Bruh, she can't do nothing." Like, and then later on, when Ezra was like, "We're gonna do the push," I was like,
Don't
"Dead,
do it. Don't do it.
dead." Like, it's just,
Oh man, that put
because
that.
but I've seen Luke do it. Like, I've seen Luke be trash, and then all of a sudden he can just do amazing feats. So I'm fine with it. I was just like, yo, we just randomly know how to use. Like she used the Force 3 times, where I'm like, yo, she legit needed it to work that specific time. Like if she does not push this dude, if she does not force grab that lightsaber,
Right.
she doesn't open that door, they are all dead. Like every single scenario. So hey, shout out to Sabine. I hope she goes through her training ritual and then actually gets like or like a real cool Jedi Mando, you know.
Okay. Yeah, because I think what changed my mind about Sabine, as far as like, I still thought she was gonna get bodied and like she wasn't gonna make it. But what changed my mind about the idea of her using the Force was the conversation Ezra had with the droid. I keep forgetting his name, bro.
Yeah.
But where he was like, yeah, like Ahsoka was afraid that, you know, Sabine wanted to become a Jedi for the wrong reasons, and when it all like came back around, and like Ahsoka realized, like, not necessarily her own faults, but like the good things her master did do, which was stick beside her, like that had me excited as far as like, okay, like, nah, they really have a bond, you know. And regardless of like how much she helped, or like what it did, but that helped me out. Sabine did something to her. Like the midichlorian is activated at that point. That show was elite, bro. And even cause like when that jump happened, bro, I was like, no. I was like, yo, that's it. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. There's no way that they're gonna get over there. You know? And really they all could have made it if they just jumped everybody like they was doing before. But they had to split up. Cause
They did.
you know, Ahsoka had to get her run back. You know what I'm saying? So
and it was like just enough to kind of get you to how they split up, like how Ezra makes it back and how they stay behind. So it's cool by me, but it's just like, yo, when I think about the episode, I'm like, every scenario they would have been done.
Yeah. No, but when he didn't make the jump,
like,
when he didn't make the jump though, did you ever think for a second like,
yeah,
oh, he didn't make it?
No.
Because I thought he was gonna make it and then like land on the edge, but it's like, nah, he completely like missed that part.
Like they was taking so long, but I was just thinking like when she pushed him, it'll be like one of those things where he does it good, and then she like just like
does enough,
real like, like extra aggressive or something where he makes it, but he's like,
that was like, a drop. Dang. That was a little drop.
But she like really legit pushed this dude like double jumped.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh, she ain't that good with the Force already. Like,
but she just had to unlock, like, but the whole point was that she had to unlock her potential, you know, and that it's happened.
Just like that. You have to do perfect that time. I'm like, bro, you was just struggling trying to get the lightsaber. Now we just.
Hey, not everybody like, could be a Jedi warrior, bro. They had librarians too.
Yeah, not everyone can be clutch. Hey, so being clutch.
That's all I would say, bro. But you know, that owl thing, like at the end, that always follows Ahsoka. That's essentially the sister. So for a world, I know this is a harsh jump, but for a world that is all about death, like the Purgles go there to die, the Night Sisters are there, and everybody that's there is basically stuck. I really wonder, like, how, like, what are they going to do? You know, like, because Lord Bailey said he was there for a reason, and he's trying to tap in. He's trying to tap in directly at the source of evil, like at this point, because that episode in Clone Wars is still like one of my favorites, bro. Because for one, Ahsoka was in the middle of it. Yes, it was by Anakin, and Anakin had to make a choice essentially, but you know, and he saw his future, he saw everything. He was just like, "Hey, I'll do it. Like, I'll do it. Just stop what you're doing to Ahsoka. Like, don't make me cut her down, bro." You know. So I wonder if she's gonna have a moment like that with Sabine. Like, what could happen, bro? Because
like, they can do a lot. Like they could have Ahsoka season 2 like right in the planet, and then them escape too, without doing the whole Thrawn and stuff. Because that's literally like a dead end storyline that they resurrected.
Yeah, all they gotta do is catch a Purgle funeral, and they can dip out. That's all they gotta do. But yeah, bro. Let's see. Anything else about that joint? Oh, Thrawn. Thrawn's new headquarters, Dathomir. Kind of expected.
Yeah, makes sense.
As far as like the politics of everything that's going on right now, I wonder what his first plan of action is gonna be. what
Yeah, I
is
want to know what are in those pods that he was
transporting, right?
transporting.
Mm-hmm. Because
So
that was some major cargo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it was like the most important things, and I'm like,
yeah.
what could that be?
Mm-hmm.
Like I have no idea.
Yeah. Because maybe it's something on that planet that they were able to harvest while they was there or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Thrawn, and what do you think the name of the movie is gonna be? Take a guess. Star
Man,
Wars.
they're not gonna do
I don't
Rebels
know.
because Rebels is too
Like
like
the war is
known.
over, so it's got to be something new, like a slight war. What's a slight war?
Mm. Star Wars incursions, like I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't know. I was trying to think of something with the blue or red eyes, blue red eyes, white dragon. Stop. All right, let us know what y'all think about Ahsoka, man, because we've been talking about it for the last few weeks,
Yeah,
and
shout out to Ahsoka. She did good last episode too.
yeah, it's a W series, man. W series. Star Wars does not miss, bro. Star Wars does not miss. All right, but last topic of today, bro. Let us know how y'all feel about these multiple topic episodes. We used to do this a lot, um, but you know, it just feels like we're starting stuff and we're finishing stuff, so it feels good to do this, you know. But if y'all was here last week, y'all know my why I'm geeked portion of the episode was about the creator, and I really like that. You dropped for it. Uh, check that out again. But Chris, man, you went to go see it over the weekend, bro. What did you think, bro? Did you cry?
No, I did not cry.
Oh,
I did
okay.
not cry at this. This was a weird movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It it for some reason reminded me of a lot of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't even think of what it was. Like I cannot. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that I definitely predicted the movie.
I
I
mean,
thought
yeah.
it was like immediately obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But dang, is this Denzel Washington's kid
Yeah.
again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's incredible, and the kid was very very good.
Young Alfie.
Yeah, Alfie, and it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really good. Uh, I this is would be considered sci-fi. It's definitely one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish it would have done like a little more for me to feel like the most epic new IP I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But like it definitely feels like they wanted to hit like more emotional,
Yeah.
ask questions about humanity and society and AI
That show was deep, bro.
future. Yeah, so it was a little strange for me because I wasn't exactly sure. Did they want it to be action? Did they want it to be just a
Mm-hmm.
deep, I don't know, societal analysis? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like what? re- Really, they had so many questions in the movie that I kind of was like, yo, I don't know what to expect. And then like the only gripe I'd have with it is really uh like the trailer. Like I said, I didn't see a lot of trailers for this,
Mm-hmm.
but literally the trailer
Are you
like
thinking
is the
something
movie.
complete? Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, if you don't know like the kid's abilities,
Mm.
like it's like, oh,
What does
okay,
that
boom.
change? Yeah.
It doesn't really change much. So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. And then you're just watching to see this world building, see how society's treating robots, or seeing how, they getting activated. They have some crazy action sequences. Even
Yeah.
the freaking nomad thing. I'm like, dang, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, 10 out of 10 acting. I'm not gonna lie. That movie had incredible acting, and that's just like the two main characters. The side characters were crazy good too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my initial barrage on it. What'd you think about the creator?
Bro. That just made me want to cry, bro. Like 3 times. Like I ain't gonna cap. Like I went into that joke thinking like I was about to see some like super war GI Joe like Taken type vibes. Like I just thought I was gonna see you know,
Like more action movie.
yeah, like, and it be about that, but nah, like this joint was about like the human condition, bro. This joint was like,
Yeah.
this joint was about like, oh my gosh, bro. It's hard to put into words, even though I did already. So let me look at my notes real quick. So first off,
I
right?
brought my notes too, bro.
First off, right? This is a movie about like a future war between AI and humans, right? But in New Asia, that's what it's called, right? They live as one. Now, when I first like started watching the movie and they have like the first initial scene or whatever, I didn't know what was going on because I kind of forgot like the trailer. I just knew like it was about a guy trying to save a kid, essentially, right?
Mm.
But just like how they were just real people and it was all together in one, and then like how Nomad will just body them like without no remorse, you know, and it gets chalked up as just programming. Like the screams, the crying, just like the fear and trauma that we got to see on people's faces and people go this war, bruh, was like, yo, I was not ready for this, bruh. I was not ready for this. And the way people was able to compartmentalize like just the cruelty of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like it was I just was like, bro, like what are they doing? you know? And it's all because obviously like because there's two sides to this war. There's America and then there's New Asia, right? Obviously in America, a freaking nuclear bomb went off. So people is gonna be mad about that. So that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like where does that begin and where does that end on like what you're willing to do something, you know? Um I wasn't expecting Alfie and Joshua to affect me like they did because I was like, yo, like this is not like your typical father and daughter like moment, Joel and Ellie, like
It
or
does remind me of Joel and Ellie. Yeah.
like yeah, like this is not that. This is something like it's different because one is a robot and one is like a widow, but like the robot knows everything, but at the same time ain't seen nothing. So it's like he trying to explain stuff to her. Like the dynamic was just something I was not like ready for. I feel like, and that's why like when Sherry was like when they was crying together, bruh. Like initially when they got on the bus, because it was like, yo, we're not gonna go to heaven. It's like, oh, I was like, no. He was like, why would you say that? It's like, cause you're not a good person, and I'm not a person. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
my heart. I was like, I felt that joint. Um, but outside of like those little moments right there, that was just like, yo, what is going on? I feel like the pacing for the show was really good. I don't know how Cuz was moving around, like the way he was moving. You know, like to me, he stuck out like a sore thumb. Like everything is literally either freaking AI technology. Like he ain't had no hood on or nothing, bro. Like, and he was just doing what he had to do. You know, um, but I don't know. So like, I want to ask you this, bro. I want to ask you this. Did you feel like they was able to like create a like with Alfie, right? Do you feel like in the midst of all this chaos, they were still able to like make her feel like a kid, like they had like a certain like, innocence to her, or no?
So that's the one thing that was never answered in the movie. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what was the significance of Alfie being like a kid? I I kind of didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like, did that make like there's clearly some reasoning why Alfie had to be a kid and be like
Mm-hmm.
this god complex savior type for the I don't even want to say Sims or robot society
Simulants.
overall. Yeah. Like, but the kid features, it's a robot too, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like merged to the point where it's a kid,
Yeah.
and they said like, oh, it'll grow, it'll get stronger, stuff like that. It's totally different than the current
Mm-hmm.
um technology or whatever, or AIs.
Yeah.
So it was weird because of that conversation of like, oh, we're not going to heaven, and it's just like any kid would ask parents about like, so
Hmm.
what happens when we go off,
Yeah.
like, and there's a robot learning about
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
So it's like there is this innocence, and it makes the main character realize like his miswording or mistake, because that's pretty much how he thought in the beginning. Like
Hmm.
they don't have feelings; that they have an off switch. They're robots. They're completely different than us.
Yeah.
But then you get this interaction with a innocent robot in a way. I don't
Hmm.
know how else to describe this.
Yeah.
And he starts to realize like this line is very blurred, and like
Hmm.
this movie, the creator has just so much of these questions,
Yeah.
and especially when you dive into war and themes about that, like the innocence of people
Hmm.
that get blown up from stuff like this, or
Yeah.
they want to say like LA was like a coding error created by humans, and it's like, oh, it doesn't even
Hmm.
matter what the error was, the consequences are like this.
Yeah.
um it's just a lot to think about in this, and I
I love
think the
movies
whole,
like that.
yeah, because to be honest, this is one you have to watch back, because you're gonna miss a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So like thinking about the innocence of Alfie's character, like
Hmm.
to me it was like a child. It was
Yeah.
still learning, it was still trying to understand, and I guess for some reason that they needed this AI to go through this innocence, go through, because it was watching TV and had like
Yeah.
a stuffed doll and everything. So I
Hmm.
don't understand why they didn't explain why, but
Well,
I feel like it was a purpose.
yeah. So they don't explain exactly like what the future of Alfie is supposed to be outside of being able to defeat No Man, right?
True,
But my
like
major
that was the
question,
purpose.
yeah, like my major question wasn't so much about that. It was more so about like how do they know America doesn't just have another one outside of it just not being launched right now? Like
What,
this is
Nomad?
yeah, like this is a solution, but
Yeah, they're saying like Alfie would just end all wars completely. Like it will get so strong, it's
Mhm.
just gonna shut down all technology whenever it
Right,
feels like it.
which is a catch-all. So it's like okay, if that's the case, that's just the case then, right? But for me, or not for me, but like they do show Alfie like what makes her different essentially is that she was created based off an embryo. So like the
Yeah, but it was confused. It's like, so how does that
right, somebody get to
like?
it, right? So like the simulants do grow old, right?
Mhm,
But they can't have children.
mhm.
So essentially what I'm thinking is that Alfie's either gonna be able to create more life or she's just the first one that has the ability to like I don't know make more of it. Like it's not super clear, but the significance of it being like she can continuously learn and has the EMP abilities or whatever to like do anything essentially with technology because it's like it's sentient, right? So it's gonna have feelings, it's gonna be excited, it's gonna cry, it's gonna do all those things that make humans human, but it's gonna do it for the right reasons. And it's like when what changed a lot for me was found the mom essentially it was like yeah like we need you to turn her off
Yeah, yeah. The
like
program
because
not to kill.
we're programmed not to do this,
Yeah.
right? So what happens when she if she can reprogram to do it, like if that has always been a protocol technically Alfie can just create peace, but like we know anything about AI it's like pushing the boundaries. Like, what's like she a kid right now, but when she get to a teenager, like, and those emotions start changing or whatever. Like, how do we know that's gonna work?
Yeah, I
But
think the idea was Alfie was just a deterrent. Like
mm-hmm,
any technology that you'd have would just be rendered useless by potentially the robot leader.
right,
Like there'd be no scenario in which Alfie would not know technologically that
mm-hmm,
something's coming their way, because
Yeah.
Alfie could detect robots on their way. So it's kind of like whatever that guy's name was. Dang, I forgot it. The brother. He kept calling the main character brother.
Oh yeah. I
He
know you're
was
talking
saying
about.
like, once we win the war, when we win the war,
There
what
won't
you know
be
what's
any.
gonna happen to the West? Nothing.
Exactly.
Because it was kind
Yeah.
of like it's really a one side. Like they are so afraid of us or what
Mhm.
we're gonna do, and we just want peace.
Mhm.
But if there's no way for us to destroy whatever they're building, blah blah blah, or stop them from attacking us, then there's never gonna be. They're just gonna keep coming back, like what you're saying. So it was kind of
Yeah.
like Alfie's purpose was to like show compassion one day and
Mhm.
just be like, stop doing what you're doing, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop y'all every time, and I'm gonna make sure all our robots are good on our end, like legit a savior figure. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like I ain't gonna cap. Like the plot armor is heavy. It's super heavy. But I think the payoffs were like good.
I think the emotional ones, I was
Yeah.
maybe I missed it. What was the reason they didn't bomb the AI sites, AI bases in the beginning? Like
They didn't
Nomad,
have it. They
but
didn't
when
have
did
the
they get it?
locations. So I believe they got
Did
it
they get it
from
from
her.
Namira's head?
Nah, nah,
No, wait,
because
no,
he kept that.
Namira. What was her name?
Namada.
The
Namada.
Namada. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. So um I'm pretty sure they got it from Alfie. They had her when they had her oh,
Oh, okay,
like
okay, okay.
like when he told her just to don't not gonna do anything, just turn off or whatever. Like that's when it was like, get it or they got it during that process or something like that. Because
Yeah, because I was so confused. I'm like,
he took the
when did they get all these locations to then blow it up? And then why haven't they like blown it up? Like
yeah.
it was just randomly like, okay, now we're gonna launch all our missiles to all their locations. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, when did y'all?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Basically, the Nomad was so strong that as soon as you have the locations,
Mm-hmm.
like war over. Like that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they waited until
The fact
they
that it
got
didn't blow
Alfie.
up is crazy. It got there, but they didn't all blow up.
Yeah, yeah. But it
Yeah.
was weird because Alfie was on the ship. They got off the ship, and then once they realized Alfie was still
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
then they launched the attack. I'm like, wait a minute. That's what I was saying. I'm like, maybe I missed how they got this location, but I'm so confused how Nomad didn't win. Because
Well,
as soon as they launched
cause
all those missiles, I was like, yo, they're done. Like this is game
mhm.
over.
Yeah, the, yeah, cause she took control of everything. That's how they did. But I don't remember exactly how they got. Pretty sure it happened during that process of like when they got taken back to the U.S. after what you call
Yeah.
after he thought
But
he was gonna get away with her.
like that was the only like plot hole when I was watching. I was like, that don't make no sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
the AI is done lost. And then randomly, once the heroes are back on the ship, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, now we launch our assault. I'm like, bro, what?
Mm-hmm. But it's like it's not even so much about the those sites because they're literally everywhere.
Yeah,
So really, launching that is not going to change necessarily anything. Like they could
it
have
was gonna
literally,
destroy all the AI hubs.
yeah. But it's like if they had the power to do that anyway, like they could have just been bombing them the whole time. We
Yeah,
gonna get them.
that's why I was
They gonna
wondering in
get
the movie,
yeah.
did I miss something? Because it seemed like they had the locations always.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that jump was just
Because I,
floating though. It was just floating. It was just in standby, ready to blow something up.
yeah, that's what I was like. I'm so confused. Like this thing is
Yeah,
crazy strong. It shot these rockets at
yeah.
multiple parts of New Asia, like
Mm-hmm.
long range.
Right. They shot that
So I
jump
was
from
kind of like,
L.A.
yeah. So I'm like, bro, when did y'all get these coordinates? Like it makes sense. Maybe they got it from Alfie because they
Yeah.
had them on the ship and like we're downloading or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like anybody would have downloaded that and been like,
Yeah.
confirmed, blow it up. Like,
Right. Right.
but yeah. But I
Yeah.
love that at the end of that. Um, Alfie getting Mira, Maya, Mira, Maya,
Maya. Yeah.
Maya,
Chip.
whatever they're called, face version of her,
Oh
and
yeah,
downloading her into the thing.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, the main character dead. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
Nah.
this ain't gonna be happy. This is gonna be like
Mhm.
I love you, I love you
Yeah.
too.
Boom.
Like, yeah, as soon as he
Yeah.
did that, I was like, yo, I see it. I see it. This is some good stuff.
Nah, I was pissed when she didn't turn on at first. I was like, bro, why is this like? Oh my gosh, like,
Yeah, why didn't it turn on?
what is the point? Like, they could have made it, bro. They could have made it, but also they got the same simulants in New Asia, so she could have just went down there and got another one. But I get the
Bro, like,
sentiment. I get the sentiment because she was everywhere. Like he was seeing her everywhere
yeah,
because she
that's
sold
why
her
that
likeness.
innocence question you asked makes a lot of sense. Like,
Yeah,
there's something about Alfie having to be like this child mind,
just trying
because
to do the good thing.
and it's like, oh, mother. I
Yeah,
was like, boy, you, but
yeah,
no, it's a kid. So
hmm yeah. This movie felt me like it affected me, bro. I don't know. I don't know why. Like,
no, this is definitely like a theory report. If you go to college and have
hmm
to write some deep thing about war,
yeah,
what it means to have a soul,
right. Like,
um, what are feelings? Like that's literally a thing in the movie.
hmm what is that? Like, you could see it with your eyes, but you're telling me like it's not real, but
Like
you can see
coding.
it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said something like coding. It made me think of like algorithm, like when stuff
hmm
gets pushed out to your phone or like
Oh
social
yeah,
media, and it's like, are we programmed to think a certain way?
yeah.
And like in
Like
this
we can see
movie, it's
something and not feel anything because it's on our phone. Versus if we see
yeah,
it in real life,
but
we'd
it's
be
like
like,
that is
oh,
literally could be programming like
yeah,
humans, and it's just
hmm
kind of like on this entire thing, like,
yeah.
oh, they're robots, they're programmed. You shouldn't feel bad to like murder them, but it's like, well, what exactly is
Nah,
that?
that's what was going on, bro. That's literally what
Yeah.
they was doing.
Yeah, but it's kind of like even like Western society, like they are
Mhm.
just programmed to think that way. Like they
Yeah.
don't have feelings, and then it's like in New Asia, they are programmed to think, wait a minute, these things do have feelings. They do have meaning,
hmm
and it's just like,
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm just trying to watch a movie
And
about
what is and
AIs.
what is programming? Is it
Exactly.
literally something programmed like uh with the code, or is it education, or is it
Education,
orders,
yeah.
or is it,
Orders, yeah. There you
culture?
go.
Like there's a lot. There's a
There's a
lot.
lot.
That's facts, bro. Um yeah.
Cause
I
even
just
Maya, her losing the kid, is that why
Yeah.
Alfie's a kid?
Nah, Alfie was already being made. Alfie
Well,
was
she was in um cryo for 5 years, right? Or whatever, a coma.
Yeah, but that was after she got blown up. So she had to been
Oh, okay,
making
okay.
Alfie before then. Like she was already pregnant. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And then
but
that's how she got the embryo
that's when she got the
stuff.
idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, let's do that. And then from there, it just grew. You know.
yeah. That's correct. That's
But
wild.
yeah, you just left to ponder, bro. And
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely a movie you have to rewatch and think
super fun.
conceptually. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, what is life?
Yeah. Oh, those one of the ones. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, bro. I'm gonna cap.
Dang,
I'm gonna cap. It's like one of my favorite things I've seen. Wow, bro. What would you give it?
man, that's tough. That's
Yeah.
tough. I think I'm gonna lean to 8.
Okay.
It's close to a 9, but like certain action stuff like bothered me.
hmm
It looks really good though. It looks really good.
They shot it on like a smaller camera. Like, it wasn't even like the big.
Oh, well, whatever they did, it's incredible.
Mhm.
And like the only reason like maybe I'd give it a 9 is because it's like fresh. It's like I don't think
Yeah.
it's based off of anything.
hmm
And I really like that. And for sci-fi movies, it's really hard to do because you can really like go
Yeah.
too far. And I don't think they went too far with Alfie's powers. Like we didn't
hmm
go to like Matrix level or anything.
Right.
They kind of kept it cool with just like off and like EMP things. But
hmm
yeah, I think the acting's incredible. I think it looks really good. and I do think it has a lot of deep messaging. I don't think
Yeah,
the deep messaging always hits in the movie. But for you, you said you got really emotional on it, so I'm glad to hear that.
yeah. I had a
Um,
variety of emotions, bro. Like I went
yeah,
from like angry to like I was sad to like at the end I felt vindicated. I was like, yeah, I was like, they did it.
yeah,
But at the same time, I was like, dang, it's still going crazy out there. But
yeah.
go
It
ahead.
it was like a 2 hour movie too.
It was long.
Um, yeah, I do feel like they did do some closure, some nice stuff. Uh,
Mm,
I think it's just weird because it's split between being very conceptual movie and being like an action movie. So
yeah.
if you like both, I think it's gonna be high marks. Like, okay, it's
Mm-hmm.
enough emotional. Um,
I say
but yeah, I
60
think it's
40. Like
60 emotional.
yeah, 60%
Okay.
conceptual and then 40 action. Because it's like the action is constantly there, but it's like
Yeah,
it's more of a like a backdrop,
yeah.
so
It's
you can
just
see
sometimes
what's
I'm
really going on.
why don't they shoot this person here? Why? Wow, they conveniently have a device that lets you talk to someone like 10 minutes after they die. I was
Yeah,
like, yo,
that
what?
was
What?
crazy, bro. That was insane. I was like, yo, I would never want to see that ever. Like,
Yeah,
oh
it, it-
man,
like that was crazy. And I was like, oh, we got to ask you these questions. It's
yeah.
like,
He's like,
bro, I'm dead.
is that me?
Yeah.
I was like, bro,
Like
stop.
they're cool concepts, but in the movie, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, we getting the answers right here. We getting the answers right here.
Nah,
And
Shorty was
I do
abusing
like
that joint though. She was using that on
yeah, she
everybody.
was
She was going crazy.
everything,
She did not care, bro.
everything.
She did not care. And then she
But
got bodied.
and I like the Maya twist, even though I saw it coming. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. Like I like when movies do that. They
Hmm.
start off with this vagueness, and it gets revealed. And I think maybe it got an hour into the movie, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it took that long to like reveal it, and we
Hmm.
have more motivation to keep on going.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, overall at 8, it could be a 9. Maybe if I watch it again, I bump it up to a 9. But I
Yeah.
really like it. It's good.
So like,
And best
did
sci-fi
you
movie I've seen in a while.
yeah. Did you ever forget that dude Joshua was missing an arm and a leg?
Yeah, he didn't even use
Why
that
did they
thing.
even put that in there? Like I get the whole notion of it, like of inclusivity and stuff like that, but it never
Oh, yeah.
uh like it's like for veterans and stuff like that, it never like played a factor in the movie. Like
Yeah, because normally when they have those stuff, like you're saying, like they
yeah, it's like
use
a
like they boom.
yeah, like this is part of my character. Like
Yeah,
this
especially
happened to
for
me.
how long he'd want to test it out, try it out. But
Yeah, like how
yeah,
none of them EMP things messed up his whole what you call.
I
And
don't think he ever got shot with the MP though. But
nah,
yeah,
but it's just like with
it
all
should have
that
happened.
EMP stuff happening, what if it
Yeah,
like stopped it, or like what if they when they captured him, they took his arm and took his leg? Like what would he do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that could have,
I'm gonna have to rewatch because
I
maybe there were encounters they could have just like detached him real quick and they would
yeah,
have done.
because they showed him putting his arm back on multiple times and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
like 2 or
and
3 times. Yeah.
and we saw initially like her working on it and like through memories and stuff like that. I was like,
No, that's a good point.
this is here, but like they ain't really do nothing with it, like
Yeah,
So I
definitely
wonder
should have
why
been
it
like
was in there.
a boost, a power boost for him.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was like there before he got blown up or not. I
Yeah,
feel
I
like,
think they're just trying to show like character damage.
mm-hmm,
Like he's not invincible, y'all. He literally lost
yeah,
things.
mm-hmm. He was freaking James Bond in that joint though. He was going crazy. Um, but yeah, I gave it a 9.5. Did we say we gave Ahsoka out of 10?
No, I'd give Ahsoka 8.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Um, so yeah, like you said, 2 of the best episodes in Star Wars are in Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm. But that's like 2 out of 8.
Yeah, but like top tier. Like the
Yeah,
other
no.
ones, there's some hit and miss, but it's not like the worst Star
Mm-hmm.
Wars ever.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's
but
like
yeah,
peak though. Yeah.
I gotta go watch this review now. 9.5. That's legendary sci-fi. But I can see
Yeah.
it. The sci-fi movies have not been they
Hitting
haven't
like
been
that.
popping recently. I can't even think of
Hmm.
the last
Like I went into
sci-fi.
that and like I don't even think of sci-fi as a genre anymore now.
Yeah.
Like because it's like everything is sci-fi. Like superhero movies are sci-fi now, basically. Like you know,
Like I think
so
Dune would be considered like the last actual
true sci-fi. Yeah.
sci-fi movie. Yeah.
Hmm.
Jeez. So, yeah, congratulations, the creator, director. It's some good stuff. And Denzel Washington's son is major.
His name not
He's on
Denzel
the level.
Washington's son. His name is John David Washington.
Nah, you're gonna be Denzel Washington's son for like 2 more movies.
Hey, Chris said it, not me. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey,
But yeah, man. WW freaking movies and shit. Bruh. What you geeked about?
ah man, I already forgot what I'm geeked about. It's this like scary movie. I didn't go see The Exorcist. I heard the reviews are horrible.
Mm.
I've heard the hype is not real.
Dang.
Um, so I'm gonna wait for it to stream. But a movie called, I think it was like Touch Me? Talk to me,
Yeah.
please. Touch me. Uh yo, people
Pause
gonna be
on
like,
that, bruh.
yeah, people gonna be like, yo,
Pause, Chris.
freak man, yeah, that's me. But yeah, talk to me, and it has like this hand in the trailer that they grab, and then they talk to it, and then they get possessed.
That's
Something
crazy,
like
bro.
that. So that came out on like streaming on Amazon Prime,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently it's considered the best scary movie out because there has been a lot. There's been like The Nun 2, The Exorcist, and even some other bad scary movie that dropped. Like the
Saw.
oh, Saw. I heard Saw is decent though. The Pope's Exorcist was the bad one I'm referencing. But like,
Mm.
boom, right there. That's 5 scary movies. So if this is the best one, I'm pretty happy because it's already on streaming platforms, so I can go watch it this week.
Mm-hmm.
Super hyped about that. And uh, not really spooky theme, but I guess it could be. Uh, Only Murders in the Building. I think it just finished wrapped up season 3, Murder
That's
Mystery
Selena.
with Selena Gomez
Yeah.
on
Never watched
Amazon
that.
Prime. So I'm about to finish that up. Hopefully
Dang.
the last, if it's the last season or not. Hopefully it's super good. I'm glad the episodic versions is done and I can just binge it because that's how it should be. So
Dang, for
what you?
real? That's how I should be. You do
Yeah,
be
I just need
binging
all
though.
of them. I
You
need
do
them
be
all out.
binging. I like the
Maybe if they
episode.
did like 3 episodes at a time, I'd feel better.
I be getting overwhelmed trying to binge stuff, bro. Like unless it's like way like it's been out for a long time. Like
Oh, I
I
see.
can't. I don't
Multiple
know.
seasons.
Yeah, I'd be like, dang, how I'm gonna remember all the stuff I'm watching? Like, you know.
But what you geeked about, G?
So I'm still on my Stranger Things journey. You know, about 5 deep. Um, every episode is like, whoa, like, like it's it's a lot going on, and it's a lot of messed up stuff happening, and I'm here for it. Like I like it. I like the show. Um, I'm starting to see why people are enjoying it. This freaking
People love
that
Stranger Things.
whatever that lab thing is, they doing a lot of damage right now. That's all I can say. And I don't know how this freaking what you call works. This Demigorgon works. I don't know. I don't understand it, bro. I don't get it.
I cannot wait.
But I'm gonna be watching that. I probably won't be saying this every episode because it's like something I'm actively watching.
I don't know. I
But
think you will. I think you will.
yeah, but it's a lot though. It's a lot. So I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Like if I'm I don't be binging like Chris be binging. I'll be watching like 1 episode a day.
Yeah.
You know. So
That's good for the month of October.
yeah. So that should be fun. And then preseason, NBA preseason is back. So that means the season's gonna start soon. We're just going to the finals like now.
In season tournament finals.
Yeah. What else, man? I feel like that's it. I still gotta start Gen V, and
Oh, so good.
I wanna watch. I wanna watch the other black girl on Hulu, but I feel like if all the episodes are out by now, I might start watching it, but I want to wait till all the episodes are out. But that's just like,
For sure.
like I don't know if it's a scary movie or not, or show, but it's got some spooky stuff in it. Like it's giving me Us vibes.
Oh,
A Tether, like there's something going on. There's something going on, bro. I don't know. But
I might check it out then.
I watched the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, this is like going crazy. I thought it was gonna be something funny, but I was like, nope. You know. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Yeah. So that's it for us this week, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're following us here on YouTube. If you're listening to this on your favorite audio platforms, hit that 5 stars for us. Leave a comment, leave a review. Let us know what y'all feeling about the show. And if you want to watch the podcast live, be sure to tune in on twitch.tv/whyimgeeked. We go live every Tuesday, 24 hours before the show starts, or it's released on YouTube and Spotify and all that stuff. So definitely tap in with us. I peep y'all. I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're dropping more content, stuff like that constantly. So yeah, man. We out this thing. See y'all next week. Stay geeked. Peace.
Later, y'all.